Hey everyone, welcome to my place. My name is Natalie Beveridge, and if you are interested in finding out what you can do to make your Airbnb more successful in the next coming year, have I got the guest for you. So if you don't know me, my name is Natalie Beveridge, and I am a full-time Airbnb superhost, coach and community leader for Airbnb. And today I really want to invite you to meet a friend of mine, Natalie Scott, who is a Feng Shui Master and is here to give you some really great tips and advice on how to improve your Airbnb to get better quality guests, gain more money, and just make your place better in general. I'm going to introduce you to Natalie now. Welcome, Natalie.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me today. We're just going to have a bit of a talk about what Feng Shui is, how it can help, and a few little things you can implement or little tips that you can take away to improve the success of your own property.
Yeah, and I hope you don't mind if we have a bit of a laugh as well as we're on our way around. I don't think we're going to be able to help it. So Natalie, what is Feng Shui for anyone who might not know what it is?
Okay, so Feng Shui is the art of arranging objects within space to enhance energy flow and improve different areas of your life. So each area of a space represents a different area of your life: career, money, success, reputation, family. So by enhancing relationships, so by enhancing different areas of the home on the physical level, you can bring about tangible effects in your life as well. And so by enhancing those, I suppose in terms of Airbnb, by enhancing different areas, you can obviously improve the success.
And we like the sound of that.
We like that.
So how did you get involved in Feng Shui? I mean, it's kind of an old art.
It is.
And I'm not used to seeing someone so young be involved in something like this. So how did you get involved?
Yeah, so long story short, about when I was 14, I really wanted a boyfriend. And as you do at 14, and one of our family friends knew a little bit about Feng Shui, came into my room, had a look, picked out my relationship area, said do this, this and this, and I did. 3 days later I had a boyfriend.
Woo!
And I was sold.
I'm doing it.
That's it. I was like, instant results, that's all I want. And since then it's just become an obsession and a passion, and
wow,
and I'm sharing.
And a succession as well from all the results you've been getting.
Yes,
In fact, Natalie was so busy, it was really hard to tee up a time. So we are literally chasing the sun. The sun is setting on us as we speak. So
We arranged this last night, didn't we?
we're going to be, we had to arrange a time where my house was empty without any guests so that Natalie could come along, but also so that Natalie was available to do this. And on such a spur of the moment, we're just going to race through this really quick so that we don't waste your time, but also we can get this done while we've still got enough daylight.
Yeah.
So Natalie, what are a couple of things that Airbnb hosts need to keep in mind or look out for?
Certainly, definitely number one would be out the front of the house, make sure the number is visible and easy to see, very clear, so people can find the property straight away. And also make sure that as much as you can, the GPS location is accurate. They're two of the biggest things. You want energy to be able to find you, and if energy can find you, that means people can find you as well.
Good point. And is it really as simple? I have heard things like, as hosts, we often get that pesky little message from Airbnb that says, hey, superhost, 5 people looked at your booking and then they booked somewhere else. Is it really as simple as possibly moving a piece of furniture?
Potentially. I mean, look, everything comes down to aesthetics in the end. And the first thing people see when they look at your listing is obviously the photos and, your description as well. But, photos are really the determining factor. So if something is a little bit out of place, that's where Feng Shui can help, just to enhance it, really create a nice energy and vibe for that area, and attract the eye and keep someone interested and choose your property over someone else's.
Yay, I like the sound of that, and I bet you do too. So it just so happens that I prepared a house earlier for Natalie. Woohoo!
Here we are.
And I wanted to take Natalie through and try and get some really practical tips for you guys to use on your own place. And I'm just going to flip this camera around. If I put my glasses on, I might be able to see how to do that. And ta-da, let's take Natalie on a bit of a tour. So you lead the way, Natalie.
Alright, we might start towards the front door.
The camera's decided that that's what we're going to do too.
It works sometimes.
Whoops.
Alright, so as you enter the house, there is a really clear house number on the outside of the gate there, which is brilliant. And coming in, the shape and the shape and layout of the front yard is fantastic because we want the energy to come into the whole home, but energy also represents money. So a little space out the front, so we're seeing money, ooh, keyword money.
If you like the sound of that money coming in, send some hearts our way so we can tell that that's something you're interested in.
So we want the money and the energy to pool out the front. So having a nice little open space here where the energy can kind of spend some time and gather before coming into the house is ideally what you want.
Oh yeah, I love the sound of money gathering and then coming on into my house.
So it's maximizing the amount of income, and the front of the house represents money generation. So money coming in, business clients, what do you call them? Guests.
Guests, that's the magic word.
That's the magic word. All right. So coming in, we have a beautiful entryway here, beautiful chandelier above, and with most houses, and something I hear a lot of people say about Feng Shui, they go, oh, I know a little bit, you know, the front and back door aren't supposed to line up, and that's absolutely right. And then there's another little myth that you shouldn't have a mirror at the front door. However, that's not entirely always the case. Mirrors can be beneficial. So in this beautiful house, we have the front and back door do essentially line up. However, we have this wonderful wall in the middle that stops money flowing in the front door and out the back door. So the wall comes in handy. And then also the mirror on the wall acts as a window so the energy and money can still pass through, circulate through the whole house, but more evenly and spread without just, you know, streamlining out the back door and out of your bank account.
Wow. Now, I've just had a friend called Mary who has just said that they've got a pool in the front of their house. What can we do about something like that, or is anything fixable?
Totally depends where it is. That's where the compass directions come in, and that is a more advanced Feng Shui method and technique. It's ancient Chinese, traditional way of Feng Shuiing a space or a property. So look, it would probably come down to depending on whereabouts that is in terms of the compass points and in terms of the different sectors. There's elements, there's shapes, there's sizes, there's you know, energy flow to be considered. So that's probably a more site-specific question.
Excellent.
But yeah, something I'd be happy to, you know, discuss with her further if there was some concerns.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, beautiful. Media room's great. Not really anything particularly in here that I can see. However, when positioning furniture, so as you asked before, is it possible that the position of a furniture can change the entire, you know, feel or scope of a space and the popularity, and could be the determining factor of someone coming in or choosing your property over someone else's.
Is there anything you would change in here? Is there a different way it could be positioned that might change the energy?
This one probably not so much. This is actually set up pretty well.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. The only thing to be mindful of is when you have any kind of furniture, anything that comes to a point, you can zoom in on this one if you like, just anything, a square, rectangular table, anything like that that comes to a point, there's a little bit of a negative energy arrow that points out. We call this a poison arrow in Feng Shui. So that just points out in the direction of the corner. the bigger the object, the bigger the poison arrow. So be mindful just when placing large objects like dining tables, if they have a sharp corner, just be careful that it's not pointing directly at maybe a couch or a certain armchair where someone sits all the time or spends a lot of time there. Obviously, you don't want guests ending up with, sharp pains in their back or their head or something like that.
That wouldn't lend itself to a good review. Yeah.
What else? We have the beautiful kitchen. Actually, is something I wanted to draw attention to. So we have a beautiful mirror splashback.
Oh yeah, let's get a look at the mirror without me in it this time.
Yeah, without us in it. Beautiful mirror there. So mirror splashbacks are fantastic because it doubles and amplifies the energy of the stove, which is really good for the health of the inhabitants and guests in the space.
And I do get a lot of people who book this house specifically for the kitchen.
It's good for doubling money as well, and again, income, that financial side of things. It's another amplifier, and just boosts and doubles and amplifies that.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So here, I'm not sure if you can see in the background, but there's another clock on the far wall over there, a black one behind the chandelier, and there's a clock up here. Clocks can be good in Feng Shui, obviously. In the right places, they can help us remember to be on time and organised, punctual. However, sometimes this white one on the wall is kind of falling in the health area. So I would probably suggest moving that, only because metaphors such as like time ticking on health, especially if you're trying to... I worked with a couple recently actually who had the same kind of scenario. They had a clock in the middle of their health area, and within that they would take their property was taking a long time to sell, and that's why they brought me in. So the clock, it's kind of like they were passing it every day, so they're very conscious of the time it's taking. And I forgot what I was saying. Time. So yeah, time ticking on health. It can also be a reminder of the time that's passed, time it's taking to, have people come in, just time ticking. So just be conscious of where clocks are placed, not too many, and limiting that would probably be a good.
Awesome.
Well,
should we see? Yeah, if we might. I'm just really hoping that I've got enough light out here, but
this was my favourite.
Ooh, we're pushing it.
So coming out into the east, the element for the east area is actually wood, and you can see this beautiful wooden deck.
Well, hopefully you can.
Hopefully. I really love the position of the furniture here. It's a very, it creates that circle kind of flow, meandering of energy. There's no sharp corners.
Oh, it's pretty
not
dark.
boxing in any energy or anything like that. And then this
Great.
beautiful little pond here with the fish. Fish are fantastic for Feng Shui. They are symbols of wealth and prosperity and fortune. And Feng Shui actually translates to wind and water in English from Chinese. And so water is a main element of Feng Shui. So having a water feature can be very, very beneficial in the right place, which this is.
And what about a giant yellow rubber ducky on your
Giant yellow
pool?
rubber ducky. I can't complain about the giant yellow rubber ducky. He looks pretty chill. Looks pretty damn chill.
He's been getting around pretty fast the last couple of days with all the wind we've been having too.
Yeah, must be chilly out there. Anyway, so water features really, really good in certain areas. Make sure they're flowing and working and the water's clean, well filtered. Don't want anything broken or stagnant, because that will represent stagnant money, which obviously we want to avoid.
Oh yeah.
Energy flow.
And I just had another question. What if fish are indoors?
That's fine. Yeah, fish indoors are absolutely fine as well. Yeah, fish tanks can be really good in the prosperity area and the north area specifically. They can be really helpful there.
And when you say the north area, does that mean if you are standing at your front door?
Okay. So
maybe we'll jump into some light in the bedroom here, and
I might touch on that a little bit later.
and
So
then we can see you.
we're coming into the master bedroom. This is probably the best positioning of the bed you're going to have
Yay! Okay.
in a room. So ideally, with beds, desks, and stoves, you want it to be facing but not directly in line with the door.
With
this is
beds, desks, and stoves.
desks and stoves.
It's not easy to say fast, but okay.
I've said it a few times. It's like a tongue twister. Bed, desk, stove, bed, desk, stove. So facing but not directly in line with the door is ideal, and with a solid wall behind you. So this is pretty good. We have a solid wall. We have one door here, but because of the angle, it's pretty difficult to position the bed facing that door, I suppose. But then we have this beautiful door opening out to the deck.
I feel like I'm doing a dance with this camera and the.
This is the perfect position for the bed. So really well done. Also, I just want to bring. I personally, like in Feng Shui, wouldn't have a chair. This is very, very common in a lot of spaces. It's usually used as a filler. So there's often a chair, a single chair at the end of the bed, just slightly off to the side. This can kind of bring in, so the master bedroom represents a relationship and the relationship room of the house. So having a third kind of single one-off chair there, kind of watching, you know, like someone sitting, like I'm trying
That's
to do
not
this
weird at all, is it?
But, you know, if you're into that, I totally understand, no judgment. But generally, not really something I would recommend, having a chair sitting opposite or looking onto the bed where people do sleep, where you're vulnerable, where you're intimate.
Great tip. And you know what? That chair actually creates problems because people sit in it and then it kind of makes its way toward the window and bangs up against the blind. So I'm happy to take that chair out.
Yeah, I'd probably recommend that. Two more things I want to say here that I've noticed. Number one would be if you want, especially if you're having couples, if you have an Airbnb that's tailored to bringing in happy couples and you're marketing that to that market and honeymooners or, you know, anniversary stayers, etc. I would definitely recommend adding in 2 matching bedside tables, and even for your own home if you're looking to attract a relationship. Number one tip for that would be matching bedside tables, and also, so with this one we have the wooden one, 3 drawers, so you'd have one pretty much identical to that, and also a matching lamp on the other side. You just want to bring in that equality where both parties' values and...
That is such a great tip, and you're going to laugh in a minute because you're going to see where that matching bedside table is as soon as soon.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
In the bathroom. Oh, that's great.
Whoops, technical difficulty. Okay, I've made it now.
Alright, keep bathrooms, keep toilet lids closed, and doors, if you have a door to the bathroom, keep that closed. So bathrooms and kitchens drain luck. So having, keeping the toilet lids closed, a little bit of red tape or red ribbon around the drain pipe, under the sinks, around the toilets. Really good tip. I'm giving away too many tips here.
This is good, this is good. What do you think of double showers? You probably can't see it very well because of the reflection, but there's a double shower there. What happens with those? Not what happens with them.
Yes.
But
And that's when the chair gets dragged into the bathroom. Okay, PG. Look, double showers is not really anything particular about them. They're, you know, again, in a master bedroom, they're probably ideal because it brings in that sense of a couple, of duality, of you know, equal equality well. So
Yeah, we liked it because it widened the space, it drew your eye right across the room.
And I like them, and it brings in that masculine feminine idea as well. So you're playing with the energies there. I just love this. I love being a woman too.
You're just insisting on getting me in the mirror, aren't you?
White mirror. And all mirrors. Hi. I have an obsession. I'm border on a Leo, so that obsession with looking in the mirror. Anyway, so beautiful light, like really bright light, is fantastic. Just in the bathroom because it's beautiful. You can see yourself.
Yeah.
There's no real functional explanation behind that one. I just really like it. But again, things like that, it's aesthetics. It comes down to aesthetics and the feel of a space. And I really enjoy this bathroom. It's quite open. It may seem small on the video, but it's actually quite spacious, and the higher ceiling makes it really lifts the energy up as well. Whereas I said before, bathrooms can drain energy. Having a higher ceiling can still, make sure the energy stays up and lifted, which is what we want, rather than energy, money, relationships going down the drain or down the toilet, which that metaphor can translate as well to
literally
the physical
too.
level. So. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing, Natalie. I can't believe the knowledge that you have. And tell me, I know that you have got an incredible special offer going at the moment that I really want to tell everyone about.
I do. So we had the Lionsgate open on Thursday, the 8th of the 8th. And you can look up some research on that online. I'm sure I won't bore you. So with that, I do have a special offer at the moment. I'm doing pretty much half price consultations. So you pay for 1 hour and you get up to 2 included in that. And that includes an overlay of the Bagua map. So there's a little grid that's the Feng Shui grid that overlays over your house, which determines where your prosperity area is, where your career area is, where relationships, success, etc., where they come in. And it includes obviously 2 hours of my time, my knowledge, going through your specific space with you, suggesting changes, like little things I have today, more tricks and tips, helpful.
And that's literally 50% off.
Yes. So
wow, that is incredible.
Never before offered, so first time offer, and it expires on Friday the 16th. So it's
Friday the
until
16th.
the end of this week.
Awesome. And how do people find you?
Look, Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. Just at Feng Shui Your Way. FENGSHUI YOURWAY. I will put it in the comments for your comment on here. Also Facebook, Feng Shui Your Way. Online, fengshuiyourway.com.au. So yeah. And
you're based here in Australia on the Gold Coast, but correct. So what happens for people who don't live locally?
Perfect, good question. So I do travel. I can travel for mostly within Australia and do national consultations.
Wow.
And also overseas, or if traveling doesn't work, we can do a video session. That's fine, a video consultation, or even a phone call. I mean, it's much better to get a physical, feel for the space. Obviously, I can make many more suggestions that are more specific and do a deeper analysis for you. But yeah, look, if that's not manageable, video would probably be the next preference, and then if not, a phone call.
Yay! Oh, I want to thank you so much, Natalie.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Bye.
And I'm just going to flick back to me just for a second. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will be joining you again soon with another video and more valuable stuff to throw your way. All right, thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.